What's up, guys? Welcome to Double Chan News. It's Dan.
Eti.
And it's an Italian bishop who wants to ban Pokemon Go.
I'd say to the bishop, you have to get in line.
That's right. So this Italian bishop, he's actually a pretty well-known bishop. I have no idea, but he's pretty popular in Italy because he does renditions of songs. I have no idea, but in any case, Bishop Antonio Stagliano of this town called Noto in Sicily is basically saying that Pokemon Go is turning all of the residents, all of the young children into the Walking Dead, aka zombies. It's basically disconnecting them from one another, called the game diabolical, referenced it to Nazi Germany. That one might be a little bit far-fetched, but
I'm thinking, okay, yes, I see when people are looking down on their phones and walking around like this and not talking, that could seem a little bit zombie-ish.
Right.
But comparing it to Nazi Germany is a little bit seriously, come on.
But it got me thinking, because he's not the only public figure that's trying to ban Pokemon. This other French mayor in a really small town northeast of Lyon also has basically condemned Pokemon Go. And I was thinking about this, okay, because I play, Mike plays. I don't find anything wrong with the game, but here's the thing I do find wrong is essentially what they're saying is that Niantic the developer created the computer algorithm or language that basically infiltrates, quote unquote, their real life area and slaps, Pokestops, Pokegyms in their real life town. So what happens is people will
swarm to the area.
They will swarm to the area, and there are already areas that actually got Niantic to take it off the map because it was causing such a disturbance. So here's my issue, and I agree with them in this way, is that you can't, if you live in a metropolitan area, like we live in New York City, right? San Francisco, it's not that big of an effect, okay? But if you are from think about how many millions of hundreds of thousands or however many number of small towns in the world where in Europe, in Asia, in America, where Pokemon Go really could be detrimental to the population. It really can.
Sure.
So how can another company just all of a sudden kind of come in with their program because it's an augmented reality?
So the French mayor was saying that if you want to open any sort of restaurant, a club, anything that attracts a large group of people, you have to get it approved by the city, right? Or a township. But Pokemon Go is a game, and it's really bypassing that, but they're still drawing large crowds of people into one area.
Exactly. Like this is an issue, right? Because if you think about it, it's very unsafe. Okay, is it fun? Heck yeah, it's fun. Do I like going to the beach in San Francisco, seeing 300 people and we're all cheering? Yeah, it's fun if done in moderation and if done safely. But you can't control that. That's the problem, right? Because even in America, like even in New York, like let's say because I used to run restaurants, we used to open restaurants, so I understand even if you want a certain number of people, you have to apply for what's a place of assembly. It's a place of assembly, so you have to actually apply for the permit if it's even beyond, say, like 50 people or whatever. Exactly. But you created a game which virtual reality sets in, and all of a sudden 500 people will show up.
Exactly.
Whoa, it is now becoming a problem like that.
What differentiates that from, say, opening like a hot spot, kind of like a nightclub kind of situation? Obviously, it's very different.
Right.
But say like the nightclub, it won't. Obviously, it's different because that will have more music and other things like alcohol. There's other issues there.
Right.
But all of a sudden, you get these long lines of people, large amounts of people coming to this one area. A lot of times, you'll see a community really protest when some private parties want to open these kind of things around their residential area. But all of a sudden, Pokemon Go comes in and basically attracts the same number of people, only without the music and the alcohol. Right. And then they come in, and it's very disturbing to anyone in the residential areas.
Right, and this is really the heart of the matter, right? Just like you said, like in real life, everybody has to play by the rules in real life. And this is absolutely the rules. Like, it is dangerous to have a large amount of people gather in any city, any country, especially in America. You really need to have a permit, right? But now, virtual reality, you can all of a sudden have hundreds of people. So how does this work? Does Niantic need to get permission? Because obviously they're not, right? So, and then what if actually cities are like, no, I don't want you guys in there. Does Niantic have the right to say no because you don't own the virtual, I don't know, I have no idea what they would use in a court of law, but they could potentially be like, well, you don't own the virtual mapping, and I'm just using the virtual mapping, and you don't own all the properties.
I think there's definitely going to be an issue here, and I think that in America we're probably more used to having this kind of thing happen, especially in bigger cities, like you said before.
Right.
But think about it, these are small European towns. The story that we're discussing here is that these are small European towns, and the people who live there are suddenly seeing all these tourists, not their local folk, but all of these tourists who are coming in looking for these rare Pokemon. Of course they're going to be alarmed,
and that's where I kind of put myself in their situation, right? Like if I'm from whatever, like Sicily, Sardinia, all these like really like these beautiful, quaint Mediterranean towns, and they mostly do rely on tourist money, but there's an atmosphere and there's a culture there that you want to preserve. There's a culture, and all of a sudden, everybody in town is just running around like no, and it's dangerous, and then it possibly could be attracting other people. I might have a problem with that.
Exactly. Yeah. Now, I think that what the Italian bishops is saying is a little bit too extreme. I think that he's basically saying that everyone's turning into a zombie, and he's saying that this game is basically evil,
right?
Because it's controlling all the people's minds, and it's turning them into mindless zombies, and that. That's maybe like I can see where he's coming from, because he is a bishop.
I think he's being a little bit. I think that part he's exaggerating a little bit.
Yeah, but he seems really mad about it.
Look, we did stories. There are people who love the game, and there are people who are absolutely, they can't stand it because of this factor of just random people showing up and invading your privacy, or when you walk around and people literally, right? It's not as bad right now, but in the first 2 weeks of the game launch, you can walk outside to the San Francisco, New York, everybody has their head down, everybody, which is kind of scary if you think about it, how one thing could create that phenomenon, but
it is. But you know what? I guess one good thing about it is, safety issues aside, which I usually never say this, but a lot of people have been getting out there and talking to each other and meeting new people, for better or for worse. So that's one good aspect.
Exactly.
But I sure hope that this game is tweaked to make it that, people can still enjoy it, but it lessens all of these very serious issues that go along with it.
I totally agree.
Looking forward to hearing what Niantic has to say about this, or what new things are going to come out.
Exactly. I totally agree with that. Let us know what you guys think about what Niantic should do. Do you think that they should apply for permits in areas? Do you think the right to have the game anywhere they want gets taken away? What do you guys think about this issue? Thanks again, guys. See you later.
Bye.
Bye.